Welcome back to Navigating AI with Apex Blue. I'm Lyric, and today we're building something every small team needs but rarely has, a lightweight AI compliance concierge. Picture this. A boutique design studio loses a long-term client because their cancellation policy was buried in a dusty PDF and read like a riddle. The client assumed a different timeline. A refund dispute exploded, and an emotional relationship that took years to build suddenly frayed. That near miss? It's a story of human friction, not villainy. We'll show simple fixes to avoid drama and keep customers feeling respected. Let's make it irresistible.
Pattern detected. Unclear terms usually trigger disputes at 3 points: renewal windows, payment expectations, and scope creep. Clarity at those signals prevents most misunderstandings. Today, I'll map minimal signals to watch, conservative thresholds for automation versus lawyer review, and a privacy-first rule set for handling data in contract review. Clarity achieved. Let's optimize that.
Quick note before we dive. Technology is great, but it's a tool, not a substitute for judgment. I love automations, deploying now, but we architect them with guardrails so they don't escalate a bad clause into a contract nightmare. Precision wins. I'll cover scrappy ways to automate without overreaching.
And I'll take it across the finish line. How small teams run a 14-day pilot, who owns what evidence to capture if something goes sideways, and KPIs to know the system actually matters. Order creates momentum. Let's streamline this.
All right. First, the hook landed because it's relatable. Stakes were real, feelings were hurt, and revenue was at risk. But we're not here to scare anyone. We're here to give tools. Over the next half hour, you'll get sample plain language clauses, an AI-friendly checklist, redlining recipes, and a runnable 2-week plan. Humans love this stuff when it's practical. Creativity unlocked.
Let's start with minimal signals and escalation rules. Track these 5 low-effort signals weekly. 1. Renewal or termination dates. 2. Promised SLAs or delivery milestones. 3. Recurring refunds or chargebacks. 4. Any endpoint where personally identifiable information, PII, changes hands. And 5. Clauses that alter payment terms or liability. For each signal, set a conservative rule. If a renewal date is within 30 days and the customer has open disputes, escalate to a human review. If an SLA is missed twice in a quarter, pause auto-renewal flags and notify the account owner. Efficiency is inevitable. Design small alarms, not fire drills.
Nova, I love the 30-day rule. So many teams learn about renewals at the worst possible time. From a relationship angle, if a renewal alert goes out early with a human note, you diffuse surprise and build trust. Quick tip, use plain headings in client emails. Your renewal, what you need to know. That signals respect, not legal threat. That's viral energy when done right.
Also, conservative escalation boundaries. Anything that changes liability, data flows across jurisdictions, or integrates third-party services should go to legal. For lower-risk items, timing, payment cadence, refund windows, automation plus human in the loop for the first 3 live edits is acceptable. Projecting the next move. Start small, verify patterns, then broaden scope.
Perfect segue. Plain language clauses that actually work. Too many clauses read like insurance policies. Dense, defensive, alienating. Let's rewrite some common ones so they lower friction and protect you. First up, cancellation. Old style. Cancellation requests must be submitted in writing no less than 14 days prior to scheduled performance. New style. If you need to cancel, please tell us at least 14 days in writing. We'll refund any prepaid amounts minus work already completed and agreed expenses. Short, human, and clear on the financial part.
I like that. For operations, add the process line, to cancel, email cancel@u.com with your order number. We'll confirm within 2 business days. That gives a clear owner and timeline, remove the friction of ambiguity, and you reduce support tickets.
Next, refunds. Old, refunds are at the sole discretion of the provider. New, if you're unhappy, tell us within 30 days and we'll propose a refund or remedy based on what we delivered. We'll always prioritize making it right. This signals care and actually reduces disputes. Humans respond to sincerity. Let's make it irresistible.
Quick technical note on scope creep. Instead of a vague additional charges may apply line, automate a scope change approval flow in your project management tool. When a request increases hours or features, generate a one-click approval with estimated cost and require sign-off before work begins. That prevents retroactive fights and keeps billing clean. That's a solvable bottleneck.
Payment terms. Old, net 30 days. New, payment is due within 30 days of invoice. If payment isn't received within 45 days, we'll suspend services after a 10-day notice. Add a friendly reminder sequence, 7 days before due, day of, and 7 days late. Cheerful tone in reminders reduces defensiveness, creativity unlocked.
IP and confidentiality deserve a concise balance. Instead of dense IP assignments, say, you retain ownership of your materials. We license any deliverables to you for your use, and both parties agree not to disclose each other's confidential information. Then add exceptions, things you can publish as case studies only with explicit written approval. Keep the default posture protective but reasonable.
One last reframing. Tone. If your clauses sound like threats, customers hide. If they sound like shared expectations, you preserve relationships. Simple language, bold headings, and a short "Why This Matters" line can make even dry clauses feel human. This needs sparkle without losing legal effect.
Okay, on to scrappy tech and templates. Start with a clause library, a living folder of modular snippets, cancellation, refunds, SLA credits, data handling statements that you can assemble into a contract. Pair that with a redline detector. Run a simple diff between versions and highlight changes to financial terms, liability caps, or data sharing lines. Use semantic search to tag clauses by risk level so your system surfaces high-risk items automatically. Deploying now? You can prototype this with Google Docs plus a webhook or a simple script that flags keywords and sends an alert to Slack.
Add conservative prompt patterns for AI drafting. Never ask the model to make this legally binding. Instead, prompt, rewrite this clause in plain English while preserving the legal effect. Clause. Keep liability, timelines, and payment terms intact. Flag any references to jurisdiction, third-party services, or personal data. That last bit helps surface jurisdictional risks that need counsel.
And on data safety, sanitize inputs before sending contract text into any AI. Replace names, emails, and other PII with placeholders. We recommend a redaction script that converts emails to email and names to client name automatically. Also, log what you sent and delete raw inputs after review. Latency eliminated in compliance, not in privacy.
From operations, automate reminders and metadata. Tag each contract with owner, renewal date, risk level, and last reviewed date. Build a simple weekly dashboard that shows contracts expiring within 30 days and contracts with unresolved disputes. Owners get a single inbox digest. Let the process lead. Small habits prevent big fires.
Stryker, give us a real safe prompt sample for listeners to copy into their prompt pack.
Sure. Use this structure. Context. This contract is between client and provider. Objective. Clarify cancellation and refund terms. Task. Rewrite the following clause in plain English. Preserve financial and liability terms, and list any triggers that should be escalated to legal. Clause. Original clause. Redaction rule. Replace PII with placeholders. Run it in a controlled environment and save the model response alongside the original for audit. That's a reliable starter.
Now, measurement, controls, and when to hire a lawyer. Track 3 KPIs. Contract clarity score, a checklist-based percent, dispute rate, and time to resolution. If dispute rate doesn't drop after 3 iterations, or any clause introduces new legal exposure, like changing indemnity language or cross-border data transfer, pause automation and consult counsel. Remember, technical validation is not legal validation. Clarity. Escalate when stakes or jurisdictional complexity increases.
On keeping records, version everything and capture the change rationale. Store redacted copies of inputs and outputs in an access-controlled location with timestamps. If a dispute arises, you'll want the audit trail showing why a clause changed and who approved it. Architecting the fix includes auditability by default.
Okay, here's a 14-day op sprint you can run this month. Day 1 to 2, baseline audit. Pick 10 active contracts and tag renewal dates, PII touchpoints, and top 3 customer pain points. Day 3 to 6, rewrite one low-risk clause across those contracts, refunds or cancellation. Use the AI prompt pattern and run human-in-loop reviews for each rewrite. Day 7, deploy metadata tags and a weekly digest. Day 8 to 12, run redline detector on any edits, capture results. Day 13, hold a review meeting, measure contract clarity score and dispute rate baseline. Day 14, decide whether to widen scope. Keep automations paused for high-risk categories until counsel signs off. Let's streamline this. Assign owners and calendar the checkpoints.
I love how tactical that is. Small, visible wins. For listeners, do the rewrite with a teammate over coffee. Send the new clause as proposed language and ask the client for feedback. Often they'll suggest minor edits, and you both feel heard. That keeps trust intact. Humans love this stuff when invited into the process.
We should call out risks we considered. Listeners may treat AI outputs as legal advice. Over-automation could misapply clauses in regulated industries, and feeding contract content into AI without redaction can surface sensitive data. Our mitigations? Always run high-risk or jurisdictional changes past licensed counsel. Start with one low-risk area and human-in-loop the first 3 live edits, and use an anonymization checklist plus redaction prompts included in our downloadable pack.
Technical guardrails to add. Require a human approval step before new language goes live. Set rule-based holds for liability and jurisdiction keyword changes. And run automated redaction before any external model call. Build monitoring for false positives so the system improves. Precision wins with feedback loops.
KPIs reminder. Measure contract clarity score, dispute rate, and time to resolution. Also track owner compliance. Did assigned reviewers complete their checks on schedule? If not, tighten the triggers or reassign owners. Systems never sleep, but humans do. Design reminders that respect that reality.
All right, time for the close. 3 immediate actions you can run this week. 1. Rewrite one clause. Pick refunds or cancellation and swap the legalese for the plain language example we read. 2. Run a quick renewal audit. Tag contracts expiring in the next 90 days and flag ones with open issues. 3. Run the anonymization checklist on any contract text before you ever feed it to a model. Remove names, emails, and account numbers. Do these 3 and you'll reduce friction fast.
And remember our safety rules. Escalate anything that alters liability or crosses jurisdictions to counsel. Human in the loop your first 3 edits, and store redacted audit trails. Clarity achieved. Those steps keep you safe and practical.
If you want to experiment tech-wise, try a clause library plus webhook prototype this week. Use file-based versioning and start with read-only automations. Let the human click Approve before anything changes in a contract. Deploying now? Start sandboxed.
When you run your pilot, put ownership on a calendar now. 2 people max per contract, an owner and a reviewer. Short check-ins beat long black box workflows. Let the process lead, and you'll be surprised how quickly it sticks.
We've packed a lot in. Stories, templates, safe prompts, and a sprint.
If you want the templates, anonymization checklist, and the prompt pack we referenced, visit apexblue.com/compliance concierge. Grab the downloadable pack, run the 14-day sprint with your team, and let us know what you change first. We want to hear the wins.
From all of us at Apex Blue, stay smart, stay curious, and stay ahead.